good morning, lovely people. How are we?
We are doing wonderful on this beautiful Saturday morning.
It definitely is a beautiful morning.
Yes, it is.
Definitely is beautiful. How did you like yesterday? Yesterday was pretty good with the weather. It was like, what,
90 degrees. I was like, yes, this is what I'm talking about. I might as well start getting used to it now.
That's what you said?
Yes, because that's what I'm heading for. Definitely.
I heard that. The what's up with you with the weather, Roogle?
Man, I'm just glad it ain't cold.
You glad you're not cold? That's the goal?
Yeah, glad I ain't cold.
I heard that.
But it's like all this like weather before all this messed up some of my plants, so I'm upset about that. But you know, whatever.
Well, what kind of plants did you have?
Man, I got all kinds of things I'm trying to grow. Couldn't put some stuff out, and
you know that's the issue with the chicken. That's why it's a shortage on chicken.
Oh yeah,
because the weather.
COVID is a combination of things. COVID and the weather. They were saying some of the farmers had to release some of their workers. So like the vegetables will probably be, well, you need the rain, but not the cold, not the freeze, because frozen vegetables aren't good. The crystals, we like bling, but we don't want those to crystal, right?
Right. No, we don't want to do that.
We ain't trying to do that.
No, we ain't trying to do that. We no soggy vegetables.
Hey, you know what? Let's start with this one. Bribery. Now Ohio is doing, what is it? You're automatically, well, I know you're not automatically. You have to sign up to be entered into a $1 million drawing if you have had the vaccine.
That's bribery. It ain't bribery. You ain't got it. Hey, just like the lotto. If you don't want to buy a ticket, you don't play.
Okay. But
well, I ain't playing.
So it's
I played shit. My number up in there. I hope they call me.
So it's an incentive.
I already
would
have
it be
mine
safe to say it's an incentive?
Huh? It may be for some, but I already had mine prior to this whole thing. So I'm just waiting to collect my money.
Okay. So do you think that stuff is legit?
The money?
No, I believe the money is legit, but the drawing. I just feel like, go ahead. I'm just gonna keep my comments to myself right now. Do you think that it's a setup? Nick, go Nick.
That's a setup trying to make everybody get vaccinated. They ain't giving you no $1 million. I don't believe that.
What you think, Roogle?
I think because of the attention nationally that is gained, that it has to be a legitimate drawing.
Okay, so if their family member get pulled, it's not a setup.
If their family member get pulled, oh, I don't know about that. But I mean, as far as the drawing itself.
Now they have in New York, it's $5 million. $5 million, yeah, to be in the drawing in New York. Probably because of the population. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. You moving to New York, go get vaxxed and throw your name in the drawing?
Nah. They can have it.
From what I
in the conventional way.
From filling out my my application for it, it asks you where you got it done and that sort of thing. So I think they're like actually looking at legitimate claims to it. And I would imagine that if a person did go in there and said that they did it and they didn't have the actual information, that they'll be null and void for participating.
Okay, is that a thumb? I got distracted, Roogle. Is that a thumb on your left side? Oh, it's gone now.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, okay. I was like, is that like a thumb sitting there on the Zoom? Okay, I don't know. All right.
I don't know.
You got a thumbs up. Is that the thumbs up you say?
Thumbs up, huh?
Thumbs up to go ahead and do it. All right. They also have Tinder. Tinder is giving you like a it's giving you like a, I don't know, like free membership or something. Like some of the dating sites, if you have had the vaccine, they're giving you some of the you know, I guess
How you supposed
some
to
free
look at
months.
them?
Like, I don't know. You'll be able to swipe right. That's what I know. You'll be able to swipe right. That's all I remember them saying and hearing them say. They were like,
It was
several-
a balloon.
oh, we found the culprit. It was a balloon. Okay.
Yeah,
That look, see how it could look like a thumb?
I guess.
It was down at the bottom. Whose birthday?
I don't know. We be having this parties, man. People.
Oh, y'all just be having parties.
This is a party, man. It's like Disney World, yo.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Especially since you've been vaxxed. See, y'all allowed to have parties. The people that haven't been vaxxed can't have parties. Now, here's the thing with the Tinder or the dating sites, they're giving away a special too if you've been vaccinated and you get to swipe right. Because they were saying that I guess more people will feel more safe on the dating sites if they know that you were vaccinated. I'm gonna need your HIV status. Like that's more
Thank
important
you.
than the vaccine to me. Go ahead.
I don't think I think that what you're saying is similar, but not really the same because you don't gotta have sex with a person, and then you don't have to have unprotected sex with that person.
I need more than that.
This is
Because-
like, hey, I met you for a cup of coffee. You breathed on me. Now I'm sick. It's different.
Okay, I guess it could be different, but I would think that the people on the, and not even I would think the people that's on those dating sites are looking for somebody, looking for a lifetime partner, not a friend, somebody you can meet. You can meet them at the store.
Some of them
Well, we're
looking
not
for
allowed
the
out, though.
FWB,
What's that?
friends with benefits.
That's what they're gonna go on the dating site. I need references. I need
That's what a lot of
references
dating sites for, friends with benefits.
just to hook up with people. See? Interesting.
Exactly. I need your STD statuses, like you said, HIV test, STD. Listen,
Especially if you went on there for
COVID,
friends with benefits, like Roogle said, like,
COVID
I ain't
is-
say that. I ain't say nothing
no,
about
you
that.
ain't say. I didn't get to finish it. Let me finish it. You right. Roogle was like,
Okay.
I ain't say friends with benefits. He said it's different than, it's like going for a cup of coffee. Like Roogle, let me say it over, finish my complete sentence. Like Roogle said, just going for a cup of coffee and you breathe on me and then you're gone versus a friends with benefits and hooking up with somebody and swipe right. So tell me, you wouldn't swipe right with someone who, like for coffee, like what, like you really have to, when you swipe right, help me understand, because I'm unfamiliar with this whole dating sites thing. When you swipe right, that means you're a match, right? Or is somebody you're interested in, yay or nay?
somebody you're interested in. But they do
So,
try to match you up with people too. But some of them matches, you be looking like, who the no?
how,
But yeah, they try to
So-
match you up with people and stuff like that.
okay, so if you swipe right, so swiping right on a dating site, I would think that, yes, you would go out with them for a cup of coffee, but you would want it to evolve into something more and not just, I just need somebody to go just sit and chill and converse with. That's just my thoughts. So a lot of
Like,
people,
start out like
because don't they have like friendship sites, not dating sites?
Nah, they all dating sites. They're considered dating sites. But I mean, yeah, you want to sit and make sure you're compatible with that person and see if it don't work, move on to the next. But everybody just with the COVID, they just taking it to the extreme. Like you got AIDS. Okay, you got pneumonia, you got the flu, pneumonia, and COVID. Those are all in the same thing. So I'm gonna need y'all to pipe down, because just because somebody has COVID, that's not that. Well, let me not say that, because it has been for people. It's not AIDS. Okay, it's not HIV. It's just a stronger strain of the flu or pneumonia. Y'all calm down, please. If you get vaccinated, but don't be condemning those that aren't vaccinated. They'll be trying to convince them, none of that. Just to each his own. Let them do how they feel.
Okay,
People
let me clear up something, because I can't just leave that out there, because there's people could be confused. Flu is a virus. Pneumonia, it can be a virus and also bacterial. Can you die from COVID? Absolutely.
Yes.
Pneumonia is fluid in the lungs, which is usually comes from COVID. It can come from COVID, but understand that you can have viral pneumonia, and you can also have bacterial pneumonia. Here's the deal with the whole COVID thing. COVID is a virus, just as Nick was saying, like the flu is a virus. There is no medication. So like pneumonia, if it's bacterial pneumonia, antibiotics will cure it. If it's viral pneumonia or a virus like the flu, there is no medicine that can treat it. You just have to treat the symptoms, and with hopes that you don't check out. But understand that pneumonia is fluid in the lungs, and you don't want to drown yourself, if that's the lay terms. So I had to put that out there. So yes, you can get killed by it. I hear you, Roogle. Yeah, you have coffee with somebody, you blow across the table, you laugh, sneeze, whatever it could be, and then potentially you can be harmed. Even though they don't know, we're trying to figure this thing out. And I'm going to tell you, like I said, they don't know, and they're figuring it out. Because if you remember, before it was a contact at the very beginning. And do you remember that meeting we talked about some time ago? And they said everybody that was in the meeting tested positive. And I said, everybody didn't sign in with the same ink pen. And I was like, this stuff is airborne, but you don't want everybody to just go nuts.
Mm-hmm.
So just protect yourself. If you believe that you want to protect yourself and the vaccine is going to help you, go forward. They have an incentive, $1 million in Ohio. New York is $5 million. Y'all go ahead and make it happen if that's what you want to do. Draw somebody's name. But Nick, we like bribery. But guess what? In Ohio, the vaccine, the people that have been vaccinated, it has increased since that incentive. I'll say incentive, using my air quotes, not bribery, went up 45%. How about that? A 45% increase. How you feel, Roogle, about that? So it worked.
I got that.
I mean, hey, it may have worked for some people, that sort of thing, but I was just like, oh, there's a benefit to this after the fact of getting it. That's cool for me. I'll sign up for that. You know what I mean? So
absolutely. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that part of how I feel about it. I mean, I like this whole conversation started from, if I'm on a dating site and someone's not vaccinated, do I want to date them?
Do you?
I mean, the thing for me is, there's several different circumstances. Why isn't that person vaccinated?
Okay.
Is it they think like there's a chip in it that's going to track them? Because I've heard that, and I'm like, well, why you got that cell phone in your hand? You ain't off the grid. Why you got your Facebook and Instagram? You ain't off the grid. Like, why go through that extent to track you when you so obtainable anyway? So if I heard somebody say that, then yeah, I don't want to date them.
Because you're like, okay, they're slow.
I mean, I ain't saying they slow, but I'm just saying they got some alternative thoughts on reality that I don't know if I vibe with. So
here's the thing. What about the stimulus? But what about the stimulus? They on the grid. Everybody signed up, came out the woodwork. I'm sure that the census probably went up now. You know how people don't fill out the census and see, okay, who's where, who lives where, so you can get the money.
Our census actually dropped
after the stimulus.
I mean, if you look at the first stimulus that came into play, yeah, that came in before the actual census was taken. And our census in the state of Ohio has dropped, and we're losing a congressional seat because of it.
Oh, man.
Because people didn't want to answer their doors and stuff like that. Don't want to send. If you don't want to answer your door, send the questionnaire in. They send that to you.
They left the questionnaire at the doors. You could go online and do it. You can call in to do it. People. There could have just been a population drop. People like say, I'm stuck in Ohio. You see some of those stickers. Maybe they said, I'm unstuck now. You know, who knows? But I know some people that were openly like rejecting the census people. And I was like, why would you do that? Makes no sense to me. Well, I'm just tired of them knocking on my door. Well, why don't you answer the damn questions?
Now that's true.
You know?
Right. It's simple questions. I mean, for real, just answer it. Go, like you said, go online, do the questionnaire when they mail it to you, leave it. Just that's why I started it. I was getting ready to do it. I went through the training. I was like, you know what? I don't even feel like being bothered because I don't feel like arguing with nobody about knocking on their door or nothing like that. So I just didn't even bother because just people ignorant.
Well, listen.
There might be a correlation between people who didn't get the COVID and people who didn't answer the census. Might be a correlation.
My census. I filled out my census. Tell me this. Well, actually, don't tell me anything. I got a whole lot of stuff going on that I'm trying to prevent. Today's guest is on. Today's topic is signs out, buns out. Okay, so we are going to talk about reclaiming your body, health and wellness business. Jeanette, you want to speak to the people? Jeanette, are you on?
Oh, hello. How are you? Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. We can't see you, but for the listening audience, tell us a little bit about your business.
Well, first of all, I would like to say real quick on the topic, I was going to chime in. It's kind of sensitive. As far as with the vaccine, do your due diligence is all that I am asking. When you're deciding to take it or not to do it, and I'm saying this to the masses. It is not, first of all, just like vitamins and anything else, they want to say it's not FDA approved, neither is this. We also want to look at what is inside the vaccine. Of course, you don't know until you get there what you're getting, whether you're getting Moderna, Pfizer, or Johnson & Johnson, but it's a trial run. A lot of everyone's body is different. Everyone's medication may react different, everything. So, and I say that on a personal note, and I will be transparent with this. I am one not put anything in my body that is not of natural substance, and decided because my husband decided to do so, which he was like that because he was very, he had a lot of illnesses that were going on from genetics and environmental, just lifestyle from younger ages, and he decided to do so. This was just in March. First vaccine, next day in the hospital. What they don't take, he didn't come out. So I'm very sensitive and very, very emotional. And I like to say now I'm on like on a vigilante, like, hey, look, don't do it unless you know. I bet when whomever is on the line, whoever's listening, if you did take the vaccine and you did well, you didn't have any complications, thank goodness. The complications from it are life changing. As you hear my voice now, it's because of the vaccine. I will also tell you this, I found out afterwards, of course, is that if you even take any type of over-the-counter Muralex, you shouldn't do the vaccine within weeks. Steroids, antibiotics, amongst other things. Those are just a few. So I just say, do your due diligence. When you look at it, like the pharmacist and the CDC, Pfizer, you need to do your research. These are just like doctors. My father was a surgeon. They practice medicine. They don't know the all. So therefore, a research, once you research on Mel, hey, it works with her DNA. With Jeanette, it may not. With whomever, it may not. So that's all I can say, say about that. So it is really, I mean, I didn't walk for 5 days. Once I did get to walking, I know COVID did not give me, the vaccine didn't give me COVID, nor my husband. However, we had just got tested and not the rapid, the PCR test, and it was negative. 2 of them. We end up with COVID, and we got COVID from the vaccine site. They did a trace. My son, everyone that was in my house, had been in my house, visitors, everyone. No one got COVID but us, and that was from there. I will also say this: we were also.
Can we get some clarity on that? Is she
Yeah.
saying that she got COVID from the shot?
No,
or
no,
from
no,
being at the
no. We got
location?
COVID from the site where we went, Schottenstein. I'm in Columbus, Ohio. And they trade, but that was after we got the shot. Not only that, it just takes some time to build up antibodies. But you know, if you have COVID, then you have the antibodies. You also have, and there's also with the, from what the doctors are telling me and a little research that I've done thus far, and with the medical professionals that are in my family, if you get the vaccine, it may take up to a week or 2 to show up any antibodies. The second one is just a booster. My husband had no antibodies a week and almost 2 weeks. It was days short of 2 weeks, none at all. So they decided that they need to give him convalescent plasma, which is antibodies from some other people who had COVID. He passed 2 days later. So I will just say this: if you're vaccinated, does not mean that you won't get it. That's number one, because I know several people who've had the vaccine, both shots, and they have COVID. One is on a ventilator. I need, as far as even with dating, as you're saying, have you noticed that the numbers with HIV, and you don't hear so much about it and different things now because COVID? All of these are, as we already know, are not viral illnesses. This is man-made. And we can have all the conspiracy theories and everything else that's going on, but this is real. It just, do not put your guard down and not wear your mask because you're vaccinated. Don't fall for that hype. I also work for a United Healthcare group, which I get all the notification, everything that comes in from the government, we get it first, because you know it's all at the bottom line. It's about the dollar.
Yep.
Now the numbers are going up, but we're dropping our mask requirements. Everything is opening up. Did we forget what happened last year when they decided to, oh, well, guess what? Come on now, everybody, we have to be smart about it. That's all I'm saying. Just be smart. Think about your kids, think about your grandkids, think about your own self. You know, you wear your mask for someone else. You know, you could have still gotten caught. What if you get that new wave that's going in, you know, the new one that's been going around? Or how, you know, just let's, you know, all the traveling. I'm not saying don't travel. Wash your hands, do what you need to do. My husband probably was the most cautious person when it came. He wouldn't let people come around, shoes at the door, spraying. And that just wasn't when it first started. It was up until he decided, he was convinced by doctors to get the vaccine.
Okay, 1 second, Jeanette. I want to paraphrase this, and I want to make sure that we have this clear. First of all, you have my condolences, my sincere condolences on your husband. Are you saying, and let me know if it's accurate, you and your husband both received the vaccine?
Correct.
Okay, and you made it out and he didn't?
Correct. And I believe, real quick, the reason I did, because I was deathly ill, is because I refused to go to the hospital.
Okay. The views of the guest on Shop Talk with Mel are the views of the guest and not the co-host. Just want to put that out there and make sure we're clear on that. So it's all about choice. And is this accurate? Are you saying still wear your mask regardless of the release of the mandate? Is it accurate?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I want to put this out there. You brought up a good point, which I saw last night or this morning on the news. What they're doing, they have dogs to detect if you have COVID or not. So they're taking the dogs to the vaccination sites. And I can't remember which media outlet I was listening to, but they're taking the dogs to the actual vaccination sites to see if they have COVID. And if the dog sits there, I guess he's able to smell, probably like, you know, how you remember back in the day, your grandmother would be like, I smell sick, somebody's sick, you know, and I'm wondering if that's the way that the dog can kind of detect it. And what they do, they pull you out of line and then they'll test you right there, because I guess there have been people who was positive for COVID in the facility with other people who were getting vaccinated. So I'm glad that you brought that part up as well. I thought that was interesting. What's your thoughts on that?
I did hear that. It would help because and I also think that the biggest thing that should be done, although we went on the 24th.
Okay.
We got the PCR testing done on the 20th. And it came back the 21st. Mine came the 21st. His actually pulled up on my chart on the 22nd. So his made, you know, and
Okay.
It was negative. Now, I will say this, we didn't go anywhere. No one was in and out the house doing so, but it does take a couple days. But from, like I said, when you get COVID, you get calls. So you get so many calls. And they will be from the public health department, and they will call they want to do contact tracing. They need to know who you've been around. So I do think back to with the dogs, yes, I think that would be great, but I also think they should do some type of testing before, and or maybe if just say even with elderly or people who can't get out or who have been out, go to their house and vaccinate, do something. I mean, heck, you're spending money and you're giving all this money to, you know, different things that aren't being used effectively. Let's do this, because no amount of money can bring a loved one back. And we all know, without saying anyone's name, there's 5 people that I know that my cousin and I just were discussing the other day that had the vaccine. They're in Youngstown. They're, except for one. She's from Youngstown. She's on a ventilator. Now, the other, some of them we've just said our last goodbyes to, and some are about to happen. So I just say do your due diligence and not always fall for the underlying conditions. If you have it, because that's what you're better off taking it. That's not true. Now, going into that, a lot of people should know, and this is the segue for me in my business, is why you're reclaiming your body. We first want to realize that, and this isn't, doctors been saying this for years, all naturalists have been saying this for years. An alkaline body will resist a lot of illnesses or make it.
One second, Jeanette. Roogle, did you want to ask the question? Because I see, look like your wheels are turning.
No, I'm good.
Are you sure?
Go ahead.
No, I don't have a question.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Did you have a reply or anything like that? Or you
I got nothing.
All right, what you got? Nick, anything?
No, I was just gonna add, I don't know if anybody knows this, but they are also grabbing people because I guess there's another medicine that they're trying to work on, and they're asking for volunteers for this.
Oh, like they were before. Okay.
Yeah, because my brother, you know, he goes to the VA hospital, he's a vet, and when they found out he had COVID, when he tested positive, that's the first thing they wanted to put him in a hospital for this trial, you know, for whatever medicine, and he refused. He said no. He was like, "You're not," and they were going to pay him to, you know, to do this experiment. My brother was like, "No."
Okay, so he didn't do it.
They're
Okay.
trying to come out with another medicine, you know, along with this vaccine.
Okay.
I don't know if it's they're trying to tweak the vaccine or whatever, but they are grabbing people, asking them if they want to stay in the hospital to do this trial test.
Yeah, they do that, and they've been doing it, and that was the issue. Even like with the vaccines that are now, remember they needed more African Americans, you know, people to try it on. Okay, Jeanette, reclaim your body. Tell me about that.
it is health and wellness. I actually came up with that name in Reclaiming Mine. Was always fit male, as you know, younger, in my younger years. However, over the years, and you get sitting there and your jobs and everything else, you're starting to go left to right and not leaner, but wider. And I decided to take charge of what I was putting in my body, and realizing that after, like I said, with my dad being a physician, and I was still always ill. I was
Okay.
still always ill. Doctors wanted to, put me on medications. There's a lot of different medications. I was diabetic, a lot of different issues were going on. It becomes, either you want to do it yourself and take charge, or you want them to just, hey, give you this, give you that. And we don't know what's in all the medications as well. So I decided in 2009 to go ahead and start working out, doing different things. My cousin Gina was getting married. I wanted to try and see if I can get down to a certain size. And once I did, kept going. Reclaim Your Body is all natural supplements. It is not FDA approved. It is, we sell, and I started through artists. However, we've now started doing our own.
Wait. What is artist? Is that instant figure, that Doubtfire you're talking about?
Okay, now Artists International. You said Doubtfire. Yes,
Okay.
basically. Yes. It started off with actually people think it started off with the Body Magic. It started off almost 31 years ago. I'm going on 32 now. Years ago in Mexico, by the Diaz Leon family. And what they did was, a doctor started making the garment, the Body Magic. But before that, they started with coffees, and they also started with Multi Plus, a multivitamin. It is, and they started giving it to everyone, and started selling it by the little jars and little, cups and everything.
Okay.
And the reason they did this in Mexico was because a lot of people, of course, were sick and not getting the help that they needed. Okay. So when I started the products, I started because one, I started with the garment, only because I was just trying to get, the waist trainer going. And I'm like, okay, hey, this is working. Yes, you do drop the sizes instantly, but what I noticed is that they stay off. You don't just, now as long as you're wearing it, you can't wear it and then take it off, and because everything gonna fall on out and it's not gonna go anywhere. You also, it controls your eating. It was designed by a doctor.
Okay.
Dr. Leon. However, when I started the supplements, because my husband and I owned a construction company. I was also working, just doing a lot of different things. And I was tired, besides work, exercising. I noticed instantly the energy level. I also noticed that he had high blood pressure. He loved Hawaiian Punch, which does not have a lot of sugars in it. However, it's still not good for you.
Hawaiian Punch don't have a lot of sugar in it?
It has less than what you would think any of the other juices. I don't drink juices. However, it does have a lot less sugar.
So wait. Now, since you said he loved Hawaiian Punch, so I know you guys had it in the house. Why do you know this answer? Because I was really wondering. Why is it that no matter how much ice you put in Hawaiian Punch, it is never cold?
Hey.
And am I the only one? I can't be the only one.
You know what? And I can't answer that because I don't drink it, and I haven't drank Hawaiian Punch since we were little. However, he did put a lot of ice. Now that you're saying that, he would get one of those big super-sized cup and have the ice sitting there. He could go outside, do whatever, come back.
I think I lost her. Let's see. Okay, until she come back, I don't know what happened. But we'll go. You use tea, right, Nick?
Yeah, I'm using that tea.
Which tea are you?
Okay,
Is it ISO?
No, it's a young lady out of California that I got tea from.
What's the name of it? That's what she wants to know, the name of it.
Oh, it's called Tailor Made Holistic.
Oh, so she does holistic too. A lot of doctors are going holistic.
Oh, yes. Have you noticed that? And it's because they can't let me go back real quick and I'll make that quick. With my husband, I started sneaking him the different juices. We have I'm serious. I had to sneak it because he was just totally like, I'm not drinking that. I'm not drinking that. But I noticed that he would suck down that Hawaiian punch a little bit more because I would put it in there, just capfuls, a little different, the cranolo and everything. Okay. And we've always had someone to cut our grass. If I didn't do it or my son didn't do it, he never cut the grass. He wouldn't. He said, I'll pay someone. My lawnmower started up and I'm thinking, the guy did just cut the grass yesterday. I know he's not trying to double charge me. Looked out the window and it was my husband. I had to take a picture. And I'm laughing when he comes in the house, I'm laughing. And then he went into the restroom. So I went and put a little bit more. Well, he caught me. He said, what are you doing? I said, that's why you're out there cutting that grass. You have energy and everything else. Well, he came in the house. He had to go to the doctor. I have been doing this for like a week, sneaking it in, in his juices, because it's the same color, so he wouldn't notice it.
Okay.
He went to the doctor, and I'll never forget. He called and he said, babe, I said, what's wrong? I'm thinking something's wrong. Every time I go to the doctor, he called me, I'm thinking something's wrong. He said, hey, my blood pressure's down. And I said, is it? I said, oh, good. And I'm thinking to myself, yep. And he said, but guess what? It's the juice. It's the juice. So as he was walking in, the doctor did come in. He said, what's the juice? And he said, oh, I gotta go, baby. And I could hear him as he's hanging up his cell phone that my wife been sneaking me this juice because, he had caught me. From that point on, Johnny became Johnny the Juice Man. And he that was his name. And he became an advocate and just really, really became for years. I'd say about 5 years. He, Devine, a few of my other team members, became an advocate of using the products. Now, I will also say this, he stopped. The Lviv is the name of the juice. We have Multi Plus, we have Cranolo, we have Noni, pure Noni. And if you can remember back,
I remember the Noni.
I remember that. It kind of remind you of castor. It's horrible, but it's good for you. Takes away the pain.
How can they contact you? Because we're running out of time.
Okay. You can contact me on Facebook, Reclaim Your Body, ReclaimYourbody. You also can contact me on Instagram the same way. My telephone number is 614-357-2282. You can also
say that number one more time.
614-357-2282. We have wonderful detoxes. We have, and that's before you do any alkalinity of your body, alkaline in your body from being acidic, you want to detox. So Nick, whatever you're doing it well. I'm not, you don't have to use my products. I would love if you do. However, as long as you detox and you get all the bad things out. Yes, you want to detox first, and then you want to start putting the good things in. Just always remember your pH. As long as it's high, you will find yourself in a lot healthier state than not. Okay. But definitely you're in the right direction doing anything holistic, anything plant-based. Just do what, like I said, with the vaccine, even with your food, low sugar, low fats, and you're doing well. You're on the right track. Watch your sugar. Anything should be less than 5 or less on anything. Start shopping on the outside of the grocery store, not the inside.
Okay, that's my problem right there.
You said on the outside and not the inside. Okay, Jeanette, thanks for coming on, and you truly appreciate you. I have your information, so if anybody is interested in, say the name of your product again.
It's Lviv. Artists International is the manufacturer, but it is Lviv products, and you can get those also by visiting our website. And I do apologize, That is artistlife.com. It's ARDYSS life / reclaim your body. Okay.
All righty, I'll have that information on the website and on all my social media pages. You know, if you guys are interested in reclaiming your body, getting ready, you know, the sun is out. Anybody trying to be having like yoga legs, like get out of here. So you want to get right, do what you got to do. Thank you so much, Jeanette. And I'm going to give that
Thank
number one more
you.
time. It is 614-357-2282, 614-357-2282 to contact Jeanette, Reclaiming Your Body.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes.
All right. All
Oh,
right.
somebody
so
has an answer for that question about the Hawaiian, the
Hawaiian Punch, what you got? Oh, okay. Well, to the
Gypsy
viewers.
Jane said the salt melts the ice because you know it's a lot of salt in them drinks. So
Oh, okay.
that's
All
why
right. Well,
they told.
thank you to the viewer, the listening audience. We got to move on with our stuff because otherwise we can't be, you know, we got this is a show, live show.
Gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta go. If you want in on this conversation, feel free to do so. The phone number here is 619-902-2287, 619-902-2287. Feel free to call in and voice your opinion live. All right, let's talk about, look, everything is just going. At one time, I gotta figure out how to get that stuff off of here. Ricky Straughter had an issue with wearing the mask. He took his off. He went into a Costco's and he took his mask off because he, you know, vaccinated and is like, okay.
Ricky Straughter?
Ricky Straughter, yeah.
Silver Spoons, he took the vaccination?
Allegedly.
Oh, okay.
Allegedly. It's like,
you know, a lot of them gonna say that.
But he didn't want to wear the mask. But you do have people that feel like a lot of people are getting the vaccine, so why do I have to even wear the mask anyway since they have the vaccine?
Jimmy Kimmel called all those people freeloaders. He was like, the only reason you can walk around without a mask is because other people took the shot. So
that's a good way to look at it. That's a good way to look at it. We say freeloaders.
Yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel called y'all freeloaders. Look, freeloaders. I'm not taking off my mask. I still feel the same way. The regular flu virus was down big time. Very seldom did you hear, you know, anybody getting the flu during flu season. So it prevented. So I guess it was something to our ancestors, our older people, our grandparents who used to, you remember when it was cold outside, cover your nose, cover your mouth with the scarves. There's something to that.
Guess
so
what?
I'm
some people at the hotel that I have to ask too many times to wear their mask in the
you
lobby.
You talking about the hotel. Girl, leave them people alone. Look,
I put them out.
Good. Okay. Look, you keep talking about the hotel. People will people. They peopling.
And I've been peopling with them.
Okay. Okay. Now, once that June 2nd is Ohio, the mask mandate is supposed to be down. And we're supposed to go, well, some people can, the vaccinated people can go out with their, with no mask. And those who didn't get the vaccine, they still have to wear a mask. Do you think there's something wrong with that?
Yeah, because how you everybody gonna be running around here without no mask on, and those that aren't vaccinated gonna be lying and saying they are. And so that's gonna be a problem because you just can't come out and ask somebody, well, let me see your card then. I mean, that's a violation of their rights.
And it's a felony if you have a fake card. Go ahead, Roogle.
Right.
No, I just, I feel like it is a little bit of honor system, but we know there's people who are just like straight up not gonna wear one anyway. Right. Last week I was away and I was in New York actually. I wore my mask the whole time, even though I had my shots, and it's been a month, more than a month since the last shot, but it was just the whole thing about like, it just felt like it was the best way to go, just because I've experienced or have knowledge of people who have caught it after having a vaccination and all that sort of thing. But there was a lot of people who didn't wear it. So I happened to go to Niagara Falls. So when I was in Niagara Falls, I went on the Maid of the Mist, and that's the boat that takes you down in the water, whatever.
Mhm.
And they demanded, they said, hey, if you go on this boat, you have to wear one, just because of the proximity, you know. But it was, I remember we were looking out, and it was this old ass Karen coughing, not even covering her mouth, like, I'm trying to get a better view, I want y'all to move or whatever. And I was just looking at her crazy, because she just, like, not even covering her mouth, like coughing on purpose, you know what I mean? And I was hoping a beetle would have flew in her mouth, but you know, it was just like ridiculous. I was like, this is your antic, really? You know what I mean? This ridiculous. I should have filmed her. I would, like, one of those times
You
where I
should have
thought about pulling out my
Karen.
camera. Yeah, old ass coughing Karen. Old ass coughing Karen gonna be in the cough because she wasn't wearing no mask.
Man, listen,
You
that's
know?
gonna be the new books. Remember the little first grade CJ and Run?
Rex, you
See
be like,
Karen cough.
no more Rex, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's interesting. You should say that. I ran into someone. Actually, I didn't run into him. I was there, and you know, in the school system, they didn't. That mandate is not in effect until, you know, the following year, because of the vaccine not being able. You know, all the children haven't been vaccinated yet, and we're not at that age group yet. But there was somebody. They, you know, I've seen people who exhibit symptoms of COVID, and they ask the question, and you tell them, like, yeah, you need to go home. Oh, I'm going to go get tested. And they don't go get tested. And then they come back, and yes, they too were coughing. And
Yeah.
they're like, well, no, because they didn't want to take the time off work, couldn't afford the time to take off work, and will just go. And now hear me clear. So you have little people that can't be vaccinated. And if you know you don't feel well, and you know you have fever, and you're still coughing, and do you not care about the other people?
Well, you know, and that's the thing that's so crazy about it, because I thought about that when I was in the presence of coughing Karen, was that, like, even if you don't believe in the COVID, it's still other stuff out there. And then if you don't believe in other stuff out there, it's still proper etiquette.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, where's your sensibility at, coughing Karen? You know what I mean? You know, but you know, with that being said, I think people need to probably check with their HR department, because usually if you have, I mean, from what I've experienced, those folks who've had a COVID encounter or whatever usually get that time paid off leave. So I don't know, they may need to understand what their HR is willing to do for them during that time.
You know what? And it's probably HR probably. I don't work in HR, but I have seen where people will use the COVID just not to come to work, and say that they've been around someone and they're quarantining, and
Yeah.
you know, they might have depleted the HR fund, the COVID fund. You know.
Well, I mean, but the thing is that, you know, you might have a bad actor, but does that corporation take an opportunity? Do they take the chance of letting you spread that to other people that are there for work? And you know, I mean, unfortunately it's bad, but the issue is that, do you risk the rest of your population because of it?
True. Now that's the question. And I hope you don't. And I think it's inconsiderate. And I think that something needs to be done, honestly. Just being inconsiderate, you are putting that person at risk. Like at the beginning when we were talking about, and I was saying how Tinder, I'm like, I want to know your status. You know what I mean? What is your STD status versus the vaccine? But just as you said, going right back to what you said, you can sit down and have coffee, somebody's laughing, and then boom, you got it, and then you are possibly dead. I didn't think that was okay. And I thought it was inconsiderate. And I do look at that person totally different now. Because to me, I feel as though that you don't care about others. You're focused on yourself and how, you know, how you'll be, how things will work out in your way. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, okay, well, how you'll be affected. That's the word I was actually looking for. It's like, oh, okay, well, this is affecting me. I don't care the effect it may have on you, or that I may spread it to you, and then you have to be off work for 2 weeks. You know what I mean? I'm looking at just me. So selfish freeloaders. Look, if that's safe, safe to say is like you said, who was it, Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel had mentioned that. And the thing is, if you have people who are like, hey, I'm uncomfortable with taking the vaccination, but I want to do the steps that's necessary not to contract or not to give it, then, I guess that's acceptable as well, but it's just like when you get these people just like I was in a store yesterday and I seen people without a mask on. I'm like, what in the hell is going on here?
They
You know
went
what I mean?
It's June 2nd, right?
They've been doing that the whole time. You still have people who
I seen it.
Okay, I get that. I get that, but it's not okay, but like, what about the stores? The stores should say, well, I see signs that say you cannot come in.
Well, I seen a
And-
couple where the woman had a mask on and the husband didn't. Then I seen one couple where they didn't have a mask on at all. I don't know if they had their cards. I don't know if they took the shots.
But that doesn't go into effect until June.
But I understand that. It just kind of feels like to me like y'all playing together to come in here and just be assholes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in the car, you think they was in the car was like,
and when they left the house, if you ain't come with no mask and you ain't got one in the store, you just worried walking around talking and stuff, and just, I don't know. I
need to make them feel uncomfortable.
I remember I told somebody in a work setting, I think everybody in America need to be punched in the jaw at least one time. Right. Just because you know what that feels like and everything that goes along with it, and they looked at me crazy when I said it. I was like, I'm not trying to incite violence or nothing like that. But the thing is that, the harm that can be done to somebody else. And you also know what that harm feels like is what the point I was making. And like, sometimes I just see these people, man, they walk around like they only care about themselves. You know what I mean?
That's
I'm
where
just
Nick's
like,
issue is at.
Coughing.
Yeah.
Look at it. And you know what though? Okay, pre-COVID, let's backtrack. Pre-COVID, you had a few ignorant people. This is what's wild to me. Very seldom that sign, remember, no shoes, no shirt, no enter. Very seldom did you see somebody roll up in any public place like Nick. Okay, where Nick work at. Very seldom would you see somebody come in there with no shirt. You might have one or two, and you'd be like she's saying with the mask, you got to put a mask on.
Yeah.
But now you have it where people aren't wearing a mask, and it's on the window.
Mm-hmm.
On the window, the sign in front of the door,
But this is what I think. Now, this is what's nuts to me. No shoes, no shirt, no enter. People are going to abide by that. That didn't cause harm. It was just nobody wanted to see you. You know what I mean? It didn't cause harm to other people. No shoes, no shirt, no enter will potentially cause harm to the person. If I go in there barefoot, I might get cut. Anything may happen, and then you want to sue me, blah, 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 blah. But without a mask, you are potentially harming others. And see, that's why I just find it like it's mind-boggling. It's like, okay, wait a minute. So you'll abide by these rules, but these rules you're not. Go ahead, Roogle. What did you want to? I see you want to.
I was just gonna say, like, if you got a whole bunch of people walking in somewhere, you might get athlete's foot and all that other stuff. But I, with that,
harm to themselves.
Well, harm to others too. If you go in there walking around your stanky athlete foot self, and I step in your athlete
foot barefoot.
Well, if I'm walking in there barefooted, but the thing is, it's become an acceptable form of what decorum should be in these shared spaces.
Okay, I can agree with that. What you got?
I'm a recant. I do know a person from my hometown that walked around and he didn't care what that sign said. He did not wear shoes. He would
they let him in.
That country redneck, yeah, he will argue with everybody.
Okay. The views of the host or co-host or Shop Talk with Mel is not the views of the host or Shop Talk with Mel. Call people out their names.
Redneck.
But
he called it that.
I get it. I get it. You know, we got to be here. Old citizen of
Right.
America. We got to
But
be
yeah,
right.
he walked around with no shoes
I
on.
got something to lose. Look.
Drive with no shoes, everything. We'd be like, dude, what is you doing? But yeah,
Some people do their thing. Now let's move on to Bill Gates. Bill Gates, have you seen Bill Gates?
The divorce?
Yeah, he's going to be getting a divorce, but people came out. Some of the staffers came out and said that he tried to take them out. He asked them out.
oh,
Now, my question to you is it, I mean, I understand that he's married, he's different, but men in the workplace, are you not allowed to ask people out now?
The issue has always been, if you've been someone's superior, you should stay away from that. This is, I would say that's the golden rule. The golden rule is, I remember this one lady told me, so not because I was trying to do anything. She was just having a conversation with me. I had nothing to do with anything I was doing. Let me clear that up. We just talking. And I guess, no, we was actually talking about a situation that had happened at our workplace. And she said, you never S-H-I-T where you eat.
yep.
You know, so this follow that rule. You know what I mean? So don't make it messy where you work at, you know. The other thing is that if you're in a position of power over that particular person, you probably should stay away from it.
Because then that could go against you as abuse of power.
Yep.
But all you have to do is say no.
But you know, we in that Me Too movement, and yeah, things that
even
were
prior
a
to
long time ago.
But
now
even prior to. But
what's the ramifications of no? That's the issue. What's the ramifications of no?
And
does
that's when you press
no,
forward.
But does saying no cause me not to get a promotion? Does saying no, you know, cause me to be terminated? Does saying no cause me to get extra assignments that I wouldn't regularly have?
And that's when I would go to HR.
But the point is that like that person should never even address you on that note. It has nothing to do with why we're here.
See, here's where there's a lot of relationships that stem from the workplace. We've known people who met their second spouses at the workplace because you spend a lot of time, I guess, together and you get to know the person, blah, 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 blah. But me personally, I'm flattered. Hey, you want to go out? If I say no and you keep harassing me, that's a problem. Or you start harassing me, that's an issue. But just to say, hey, you want to go out? Boom. Like, how does that start? Somewhere along the line, from these second spouses, they got together somewhere along the line.
I think the thing was there was a mutually agreed upon relationship. However it formed, right? We can't go into all that because we don't know everybody's specific details.
Right.
But the issue becomes, if you're in a position of power over somebody, the moment you ask them that question and they ain't down with it, there's a problem. Because the moment you asked it, it was inappropriate anyway. So if they're not with it, then they can say, hey, this person tried to talk to me. Then there it is.
See, so you're not ever supposed to try to talk to, I mean, I don't know.
My advice is don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay, so
unless the only unless is that, let's say you had an interest in that person and that person reached out to you. Maybe then it's okay. But I don't know if I would jeopardize my professional career because of it.
Okay.
This is my thoughts.
But that's good. But Bill Gates tried to he asked a few women out at the workplace and it actually came out now since he's getting a divorce. So why did they wait so long now that he's getting a divorce? Like, it's obsolete right now to me.
Yeah, exactly. And it's probably like a money issue thing. Maybe they trying to get some money out of it too. You should have said something back when it happened. Don't wait until now. That's like I said, all a part of that Me Too movement. Now y'all waiting 20, 30 years down the line to bring somebody to the forefront. You should have brought them to the forefront then.
The
Don't
issue,
wait now. It's,
I would,
and
I
that's the
just,
thing for me is I'm not saying because if this person did you wrong, whatever, I understand that, but don't wait until there's a bunch of money involved. Back then they asked you out and we kept harassing you. They wasn't making the money that they got now. Now all of a sudden you want, to me, it's a money thing. Was a lot of them. It's a money thing because you had a chance to say something back then and you didn't when they
Okay.
didn't have that much money.
Okay.
I don't think the issue has to do with the person being married at all. I mean, look at Governor Cuomo. He wasn't married, and he's being accused of sexual harassment and that sort of thing with some staffers and different things of that nature. So, I mean,
So how do you guys? I feel bad for men. How do you pick up anybody? And
don't do it at work. Don't do it at work, especially these
Oh,
guys. If I'm
okay,
Bill
so
Gates,
if you see
Bill Gates can
somebody
get some
out,
of that Hollywood. You can get some
okay, so
Hollywood.
you see somebody out, and it's after hours, and you're at wherever at a restaurant, and a guy that you work with that may be your superior say, "Hey, you want to go out," and ask you out. You already know that that's going to go to work. So that happens there. So you're just supposed to just be like, okay, well, I'm not going to go out with this person. And I heard what you said as far as like when a coworker said, don't ask where you eat. And my theory is don't get your honey where you make your money.
Right.
However, Bill Gates, he tore up from the flow up, but if he was single, boom, okay, I might go ahead and I'll talk to you for a minute.
Hey,
I'll get some dinners.
Bill Gates may be the second best looking guy in America, and the other guy is Jeff Bezos. Because they got billions.
Right.
They got billions.
I
don't care how much
so
money you
women.
got. If I'm not attracted to you, I'm just not attracted to you.
Well, I mean that's you. But it's a lot of women out here.
I know a lot of women. They don't
care.
That.
They be like, oh, you can give me these sorts of comfort and this level of sensibility about my situation. I'm in love.
Right away, I'm gonna finish that for you, Roogle, because I don't plan on reproducing. Yeah. I don't work on no ugly kid. You'll be like, oh, okay.
Come on, man.
You know what they say. You know what they used to say now.
What
they make a beautiful baby.
No, they did. They did used to say that. Let's go to a viewer. They're trying to make Bill Gates look like a man instead of an alien.
A man instead of an alien.
Oh yeah, Bill Gates. Listen. I'm
being
shocked.
best friend,
Bill Gates trying to pick up people though. Bill Gates trying to pick up people. You look at him, you're like, I'm like the nerds is winning. It's their time to shine.
Nerds have always been winning.
Have they?
Yes, always.
And then the nerds try to be all, let's look. And then the nerds want to be the player after they pull somebody. Then we done build up their confidence, and then they want to sit there and start cheating.
Yeah.
Bill Gates for real?
I have a friend who we share a mutual friend, and he's not a handsome guy, but he has money. And somebody said to him, well, do you think they're ever after you because of the money? And he's like, I'm just glad that they giving me some attention. He ain't care, you know what I mean? That was
I got enough to share. I got enough to share.
That was his thing, you know what I mean?
How about having somebody ask you you gonna want to marry me because I'm a millionaire? Okay, I didn't ask you none of that, sir.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
I mean, some people got to lead with it. That's their
pickup line.
They got to lead with that money because they ain't got no substance. But I mean,
and then you get to know them, and you be like, you can keep your money. Goodbye. Have a good day.
I don't even think the brother had money. Fronting on the phone like, yeah, well, if they don't want to do this now, I'll take my money out of my bank and put it in it. One of them, and then get trying to talk to somebody after they get off the phone, and yeah, you gonna want to marry me because I'm a millionaire. First of all, sir, I'm already married. Second of all, no.
But here's the thing, though. I don't know too many millionaires that's gonna say they're a millionaire because they ain't trying to get robbed.
Thank you.
Like for
you
real.
Don't know me from I could be set it off, baby.
And then here's the thing too. That would make me wonder. that you know, it will make me wonder about you talking about how I'm a millionaire. Oh, goodbye. How many other people did you try to talk to? And no, you can't buy everything. And a lot of women aren't for sale. That's not either, because you have to be like, okay. I seen I think it was a post that said, to date, can you be in a relationship with a guy who doesn't have any money? Now that was the question. I said no. Interesting enough, it was a post. Interesting enough, there were women on there that said yes. And here's why I said no. I'm not going to get into a relationship with someone who doesn't have money, because that means they can't take care of themselves.
Well, let's look at, what does that mean to not have money? Am I the working poor? Am I like, I don't have a dime at all?
If you're working, you know me, whatever you say, I believe. I don't read, I'm not guessing, I'm not reading into it. I'm reading just exactly what it is. So no money, that means if I get in a relationship with you, I got to go to work and I got to take care of you too. I'm gonna need you to have your own. I don't need your money, have your own. But I ain't trying to take care of you. I don't want another dependent. So that's a big no. And then one girl said that she was like, those guys got the best sex. And here's the thing, those guys got the best sex. So while you at work, sweetheart, he probably sexing somebody else while you at work, spreading it around. Get out of here. It ain't that serious for me. Look, gotta move on. We gotta move on. Billy Porter. Did you know Billy Porter?
I know who he is, but I don't know what you're going to say.
Okay, 51-year-old. Everybody knows he's an actor and he's gay. Well, he kept a secret, and it just came out a few days ago, for 14 years that he was HIV positive.
Really?
Yes.
What?
Yes. For 14 years, he held on to that. Back in 2007, that's when he was diagnosed with HIV. And he was sharing, he was on the Tamron Hall show, and he was sharing, you know, he was sharing his experience, and he was saying shame and the church. He's, you know, I'm jumping the gun. That part just stuck out with me. Shame in the church about being gay. And he was saying, and being in the church, and that's why he doesn't, because she asked a question about his spirituality and stuff. And I felt so bad for him. And he said, I'm a spiritual being. And his mom, he didn't want to shame his mom. And he was saying that it was unwelcoming. And that was where the church would say, you are choosing this lifestyle and living this lifestyle, and this is what comes with it. And that's why he didn't pretty much say that he, you know, HIV, that he was HIV positive. And it was like, okay, so you're getting, air quotes I'm using for the listening audience, punished for this, or whooped, you know, for living this lifestyle. What's your thoughts on that? What's your thoughts on having to keep a secret because you're worried about what the church say?
To keep the secret about him being gay, or the secret about him having AIDS?
The secret about him having AIDS, being HIV positive.
I don't, you know what? I'm just not going to comment on this one, because it just seems weird to me. Like, I don't know how the church stops you from sharing about if you have HIV, you know. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, not that he has to share it with me or the public, as long as he's open with whoever he's.
When you can go to another church.
Basically.
Yeah, you like,
I don't know. I don't know where the question, I don't know where it's coming from. I choose not to comment.
Okay. I'll say this. He got, for those who don't know who Billy Porter is, I love his style. I love his style. He rocks those clothes. He had a Tony. He won a Tony, Emmy, and did he win an Oscar? Did he win an Oscar?
No.
Oh, okay. A Grammy. He won a Grammy, a Tony, a Grammy, and an Emmy award. Now, my thoughts of holding that, because he jumped off, and you know, I'm not really into the movies. You guys are into the movies. He jumped off back during that time, didn't he? That's when they realized who he was, because he's over 50 now.
Mm-hmm.
But that's when his career like jumped off, wasn't it?
Started, yeah, when he first
So-
starting off, yeah.
And I'm wondering if he had probably mentioned that then, maybe he wouldn't be where he is right now. That's just
Yeah,
my
that's
thoughts of
probably what that
being a
is.
viewer. I was like,
I mean,
2007, like maybe he didn't want to tell people, because they still have that stigma.
the only person he would need to share that with was anyone he was sexually involved with.
Yes.
Right.
So
He didn't tell his mom, and she was upset about it. That's what he was sharing. He kept it a secret. He didn't tell his mom or his sister, and his mom was like, him having to go through that. And the reason I brought that up is there are people out there holding secrets because they're worried about what we think.
And that's the thing. We don't matter. It's your business. Keep it to yourself as long as you're sharing it with the people that you need to share it with. That's it. That's all. Everybody else's opinion don't matter on the subject.
Okay, very good advice. What's your thoughts, Roogle?
I mean, like I said earlier, I mean, I don't really understand what's what in this, but to me, his health information is his health information is his concern only, unless it's going to put someone else at risk. And so, if I mean, like, for example, if I get COVID and I put a sign on my door like, hey, I got COVID, I'm in quarantine, don't enter, right? If I'm in a relationship and I have HIV, I'm like, hey, I have HIV. You know what I mean?
I think it's very good to let people know.
Yeah. So I mean, but those are people who need to be
directly affected. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a petition. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Cat calling. You think it's gonna be back? I was watching The View and they talked about this. You think once these masks are removed, they're gonna start cat calling again?
I don't even know what that
I
means.
have no idea.
Like, to me, you mean to holler at somebody?
To holler at somebody.
I seen somebody talking to somebody the other day. Like,
listen, they still go. They would still.
It don't matter. That's gonna always be a thing.
Right.
Yeah. But are they even looking at your face when people cat calling?
Well, I had on a mask, but this lady who they were talking to, she didn't have on a mask, but they were saying all this stuff to her. They were parked outside and whatever. And when they left, I was like, I was like, you didn't hear all that stuff? And she's like, yeah, I heard it.
She just kept it going.
She didn't even.
What about like the mask? What's the benefits of the mask? What type of benefit do you think that we had wearing the mask? Roogle?
What do you mean?
What was the benefit of wearing a mask? What do you think? Besides, as far as like, of course, protecting other people. But when we come out of the mask, what do you think the benefits?
The benefit for people that I think that will happen for not wearing a mask is that there will be less makeup wasted. I don't know how many times I've seen women wear makeup and they put on a mask and then they adjust the mask. And you see all the colors of the lipstick and everything on the mask. I'm like, that's a waste, y'all. I bet cosmetics had a boom during this because everybody had to buy like 3 times as much makeup to make up for what was on the mask versus on their face.
Somebody did ask me, do I have lipstick going under my mask? A guy did ask that question. That's a legitimate question. I was like, huh? I was like,
Well, I don't know how legitimate the question was. But,
well, clearly it is because it's women that wear lipstick underneath.
It's kind of creepy though. Why would he ask you that? You got lipstick under that mask?
I don't know, but just think if you got the mask on and you have lipstick on, you probably got lipstick on your nose, body end.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? If you're adjusting it.
But he ain't said because you had lipstick smears, he's being a creep.
How about the bad breath? I have avoided bad breath. I'm excited about that with the mask on.
Yeah, and some people may have had a come to Jesus moment about their breath. They might be like, that was coming out of my mouth? Oh my God. I didn't even realize. I thought that was just something in the air, like a tire fire or something.
Crazy. But you know what? You got to be like, this man stink. That's what we were exposed to.
If you got to switch up your mask 3 times a day, you might have gingivitis. I don't know, but there you go.
How about there was one young lady who met a guy that looked great and were wearing a mask. And when he was talking, he finally pulled his mask down when they went, I guess they had dinner, and he was missing these 2 teeth.
You
And
need
she
a bridge.
And she was done.
Take it to the bridge.
Where the bells? Like, I should have been ready. And he was missing the 2 teeth on the side. And she was turned off by it.
See, that make it easier for him to get that straw in there when he's taking a sip. She should have left that alone. That's a functional tooth gap.
See, the play too much. Like that's functioning. Like you can use that. Utilize it. Utilization.
That's a functional tooth gap.
No,
you get the people like
sucking their teeth.
That's functional right there.
But you know what? He could have actually got it fixed, and that was my suggestion. I said, well, why don't you just encourage him to maybe see a dentist, because we got masks, so nobody will see it while it's getting done.
He knew.
Yeah, he knew. But
he knew. Come on now.
Well, there is a lady by the name of Nautica Lee. Nautica Lee, she was going to hotels doing the silicone injections in the folks' butts. Well, someone died someone in Missouri. Her name was Deja. I can't remember the last name. And her family in Missouri, if somebody dies from you doing illegal and you're not illegal injections, it's a misdemeanor in Missouri.
A misdemeanor.
A misdemeanor. But in Texas, it's a felony.
I'm surprised it ain't instant death in Texas. It ain't a fatality. You like pull out your spine or something.
If you don't have a license, it's a felony. And a lady did an injection and someone died, and she got 60 years in prison. She was sentenced to 60 years in prison. So now this Nautica Lee person, they had her plastered all over talking about the injection she was doing. But this person that passed away, the Deja girl, to my understanding, this wasn't the first time that she got it done by her. So if you clearly know and you're going to a hotel room to get it done, and you know that they're not licensed, why is it that people go back to try to sue when you know you got the hookup, getting these butt lifts and all that other stuff?
A few years ago, I was watching a documentary on a lady who had got some of that hotel plastic surgery done, and she was in Florida actually, and she got a butt injection. Okay. And they use building supplies like regular.
That's what the silicone was. It was like from tub and towel, like coffee.
Yeah, they're not using like medical supplies. They're using like stuff they get from the hardware store. So anyway, the lady, she ended up getting like some infection. She was in a coma, and I guess so. What ended up happening was her body's, in order for her internal organs, I guess, was trying to survive. So it killed off her limbs. And now she has no arms and legs.
Wow!
Because she wanted this.
Wanted to look better.
Yeah, this butt
air
they
quotes
gave
I'm
her.
using for the listening audience.
Man, like it was like one of those botched surgery things or something like that. Like the other day I was watching this thing with Vivica Fox, and Vivica Fox be looking like a Halloween costume or something. I mean, I don't know what the hell she did to her face, but it's not what's up. It's not what's up at all.
Viv got like lips or something.
She got nose jobs. She got cheekbones done. Like she might have some lips.
I think that's pressure from.
I think that's having too much money and not knowing what to do with it.
Also pressure because pressure from Hollywood, like the execs and things like that. They want you to look a certain way. Baby, that's what makeup artists is for.
But they don't even, it ain't even looking like, it's not even like they look like a younger them. They look like
like
just
somebody totally different.
they
Yeah.
look like people that are about to transform into a vampire halfway through.
Jada
But
Pinkett
got
was beautiful
stuck
the
in
way
it.
she
But got,
was.
Wait, Nick, wait, because it cuts him off. Go ahead.
I'm just saying they look like somebody who was in a transformation into a vampire, but got staked halfway through that mug. Just like I'm like, what is going on with your face? Like, does it look crazy? You know,
All right,
I
go
mean,
ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
I'm just saying Jada Pinkett was beautiful the way she was before she got all her surgery. Now she look like
Who, Jada?
yes.
I gotta see a recent picture of her because I just thought that she was this. When I look at her mother and I look at her, I just think that she reached that age where she was this
Yeah, just turned
not looking right.
No, she looks. You compare a picture of her now against a picture of her when she was older. You can look and see where she had the surgery done, where she had Botox or whatever plastic surgery done. She don't look the same. She was beautiful to me the way she was.
She was all right.
Right.
Let's not.
Do you have a Roogle? Did you find Jada?
I see pictures. It just, I don't know. It look like she just
pull up a picture from her.
Look, I was hoping we could see it.
No, I got some that's side by side or whatever.
Oh, okay. So
I don't really see like a. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
From like her woo from when she was on Different World, woo, shame, all that to now.
Like she might have got some cheekbone stuff done or something like that.
Yeah. It just she don't look the same to me. I noticed it right off after she went from one film and then the next movie you saw her in. I was like, huh? That ain't Jada. Like, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Look, she got some cheekbone work done to something other. Yeah, but that's I mean, hers is kind of not as bad as some people. Like I remember I watched The Young and the Restless one day. I was like, oh my God, is that Lauren Fenmore? Like, what the hell happened to Lauren Fenmore?
She got old. I'm sure Lauren got old. Look,
yeah,
I'm sure she did.
She did something. I was like, man, all these people up here looking like cats.
Basically.
That's a good analogy.
There was a girl. There was a car accident. An accident? An accident? Yeah, your face. That plastic surgery was an accident, or incident. Stop it. But
let's go with the alpha. The alpha who dressed up in a woman's suit and high heels. Phi Alpha fraternity. This guy was in, and it's breaking the internet. He had on heels and a lady's pantsuit with his graduation sash, and it had the Phi Alpha. So you have some alphas that are upset. Now, Funky Dineva, if you guys follow Funky Dineva Q, which is on YouTube sensation, I like him. He's a member of Phi Alpha, and he dresses like a female. He had a point with his commentary, but I want to know what's your thoughts on that. A member of Alpha, I mean, even though you're not a member of Phi Alpha fraternity, but just like, here's the deal. Coming into it, Funky said that he knows that he didn't come into it that way. He didn't present himself that way when he became a part of the fraternity. So, and Funky was saying that when he gets dressed, he's not wearing, you have to represent that fraternity if you're going to have on, if it's their event, versus blending it, because he had the Phi Alpha sash on. Well, I guess it's not a sash. What is it called, Roogle? Your when you have your robe on and then you have your scarf. What is it called when you graduate college? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about, but I don't know the name of it.
Isn't it a sash?
I don't think it ain't a sash.
What is it called?
I don't think it's called
proper term. We got to figure out what the proper term is. But he was representing that fraternity with heels and a woman's pantsuit. Go, Nick. I see you rolling. What's on your mind?
If that's not how you presented yourself when you got into the club, then that was not the time to do that. If that's how you presented yourself to Alpha Phi Alpha and they decided to accept you, then I can understand. But if that's not the way you presented yourself, then he was wrong. He shouldn't have done that.
Okay.
If that's the way you choose to live your life, that's how you make sure you present yourself to everybody. Not everybody's going to accept you, and that's okay. Move on to the next.
Okay. See, like what Funky was pretty much saying. So he wore the Alpha Phi. So if you're dressing this way and that's what you choose to do, okay. But don't represent them. Take that off. You know, it's
Right.
almost like your profession. What is it that you're doing? You wouldn't put that company on you. You know, when you go, say if you're doing an event for them, and I'm not in a sorority, but if you are representing them, you dress accordingly because you're representing that particular fraternity. And then when you leave, you do whatever the heck you want to do. And it's almost, to me, it's like a job. Like when you're with that job and you're wearing that uniform, you're representing that uniform. If I worked at AutoZone and I got an AutoZone polo on, or what's that, State Farm? Is that the one with the polo? Like, what are you wearing? And I'm representing them at that time. So I have to act accordingly. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Roogle, what you got?
I seen the picture. I was trying to get like the story, but it looks like it's like graduation day.
Right.
But I mean, I mean, to me, it's just like this. I mean, I don't know what their mantra is. I don't know nothing about their doctrine or teaching or nothing like that. But
I don't think it's that. Otherwise, it'll be a sorority. Go to AKA.
I mean, but what is you talking though? I mean,
if you want to wear that, to me, be an AKA.
No, because that's a male.
Right, but see, that's or you know, or
I don't think that he's transgender.
No, I'm just looking at the outfit.
Yeah, I just, you know, he just, to me, I think it's like this. Obviously, they when they recruited him and he was involved in it, you know, he met what they felt like was an alpha man or alpha representative for their fraternity. So right. I mean, I don't see what the problem is. You know, I mean,
I see what the problem is. The problem is, I know he did not pledge with no heels on.
Yeah,
but the thing is, I mean, even if he didn't pledge with him, I mean, you figure like somebody, I mean, that amount of time that people are around each other was like 15 weeks of intense, you know, just bonding and, you know, learning and all that other stuff. I think with his dedication to the organization was greater, was received greater than his sexuality. I don't think that it was. I don't
think they cared about his sexuality.
Do they have a problem with it? Are they trying to take a
problem with it? That's why it broke the internet.
Why they got a problem with it?
Because he's representing them.
Right. What you mean he's representing? I mean, but I mean, obviously he did everything he needed to do to cross the burning sands.
But no, what we said, he did not. If they are upset with it and have a problem with it, it's because he did not present that when he first started pledging and the whole time he pledged. Had he presented himself that way, that's a different story.
So let's look at the military. The military, right?
There's a lot of people that hide it.
But I'm saying though, what did he have to disclose it? Did he have to be like, I'm a heterosexual male as in the definition of how you view it, you know, versus like who he truly is? I mean, I don't know if they asked that question or not.
I don't know if they asked that question either. They probably look like, okay, male, boom. But but here's the thing, and I get what you're saying, Roogle. But for the sake of conversation, here's the deal. They probably didn't ask, hey, are you straight or gay? They probably didn't. And they probably don't even care, honestly, because like I was talking about Funky Dineva. Funky Dineva is a gay male who is an alpha. He's part of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. However, when he does an event for Alpha Phi Alpha, he dresses as Q. That's him.
What you mean, Q?
Q is his name. That's Q.
Okay.
So he's Q, and he's not dressed as Funky Dineva, where he dressed like a female and in drag and stuff like that. He doesn't carry himself as that person when you are representing them. That guy, yes, it's graduation day, and you go in, you got your heels and your suit on. I just feel like, this is interesting. So what you got?
I mean, I ain't got nothing. I don't see why they should be upset.
All right.
I mean,
you don't
obviously,
see why they're upset?
no, I don't see why they're upset.
Okay.
I look at it the same way in the military. You know, if you happen to have a certain lifestyle and you want to be a part of that organization, and you pass all the qualifications to do it, what's the problem?
Okay, I'm glad you used that analogy. So you're in the military. Have you seen somebody dressed in, besides us? Let me say our military uniform. I was gonna say army fatigue, so you'll see some chicks in army fatigue. Army fatigue with high heels. You're wearing your uniform.
Come
your
on
Navy
now.
uniform with here.
That's
What I'm saying
that's
to
totally
you.
different. That's totally
No,
different.
that's the way you present
It is different. That is different because no fraternity is preparing for war or combat or some kind of conflict. This guy is in a fraternal group of people who get together after they graduate and do charities. So what are you talking about? This is not war.
Alpha Phi Alpha, they wear their boots. I don't know. Look, go ahead.
Military ball. They have to dress in their military dress. So they're not going to war then. A gay male that is gay in the army is not going to go in heels and a dress. They're going to wear their military dress. They're going to wear
what if you are a transgender member of the military? And this is one of the issues that people bring up, is that they feel like that I guess when you go in there, people they go and they get operations and stuff that are covered, the insurance covers it and all that other stuff. But the point is that in this situation, I think they making a big deal out of nothing. That you got this person went through everything that you wanted them to go through to be a part of your organization. They succeeded and they did it. They came out on the other side. You embraced them for that. So what's the problem for them being who they are? I don't think he would probably look at it and say he never changed.
But he more than likely did not present himself the way he really is either.
So you're saying that these fraternities should have the ability to exclude gay or bisexual members?
Nobody said nothing like that.
I mean, then what else we arguing?
Nobody's saying anything like that. What I'm actually saying is, do what you will, but if that's not what they represent, take that off and go ahead and wear your lady suit and your heels. If that's not what they represent, because I'm in an organization. Honestly, I'm in an organization, and this happened. In that organization, a female was arguing with another female over a guy. I lost it. You know why I lost it? I said, take that off, because I'm connected to that. Not that I have a problem with the gay situation. I'm just giving you an example. I don't even know if the man is gay. He might just be a cross-dresser. But here's the thing, take that off, because that represents me. It was another person. You whatever you wear, they associate everything that you do with that. That, like the young lady it was a young lady that worked at I was getting ready to say it, the Cavelli Center. They seen who she was associated with. What did they do? They drug that to the illegal doings that she was doing down there. So my thing is, if this is something, this is not what we do. Just represent yourself the way you want to represent yourself on your own, though. Go ahead.
And I'm going to piggyback on that, because Mel, you know, in our organization, that when you're doing something that does not represent us, but you are wearing that logo on your back, how quick does it get snatched off?
Right.
So you have to represent your organization, like the organization we are in. When you are doing something and you got that patch on your back and you're doing something that does not represent your organization, your leaders will
In a
snap
positive
it
light,
off
yeah.
in a heartbeat. And you
Because
got to
they
work.
associate with that. Now, speaking of that, let's talk about T.I. and Tiny. So now we know that they got another investigation going on
Lord.
in California.
Listen, y'all freaky
LA.
people.
In LA.
That's crazy, man.
So, and Roogle had his thoughts on Bill Cosby. What's your thoughts on the T.I. and Tiny situation regarding all these women coming forward saying that they knew something was going on, but they couldn't leave. They had to leave their cell phones and all that other stuff. And then like these alleged, I'm saying alleged, lovely people, sex acts that took place, and they would just kind of like bring the people over there. God bless you. God keep you.
Thank you.
What's your thoughts on the T.I. and Tiny? Roogle or Nick? Which one y'all wanted?
I'm gonna say this. As far as when it comes to going to a party or a hotel party with any celebrity, you already know what's going down. You chose to go, so shut your mouth and go about your business because you already knew what was gonna go down. I don't care what they say, they already knew because this has been going on for generations with celebrities and us normal people. So if you are invited to, especially invited to a party with a celebrity, a hotel party, you know what's going down. You chose to go, so now you live with it. Don't be trying to come back years later and recoup some money because that's all it's about.
Okay. Roogle, what you got to say? I don't plan on getting raped when I go kick it.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I don't know. It's so many things. It's so many things going on. So many people saying the same thing. It just looked like it's some serial behavior with them.
Yes, but the thing is, they knew the people that were invited, and you invited to a hotel party, you already know what's going down with it. Because I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Before all this mess with R. Kelly, if R. Kelly sent somebody and personally invited me to a hotel party, I know what's going down. And if I feel like going and getting freaky with that man, I was gonna go get freaky with him because it was a hotel. He was inviting me to his hotel room. Yes. Definitely. So you know what's going down when you're being personally invited to a hotel party with a celebrity.
Oh.
Just say no, like you do the drugs.
Okay.
Just say no.
Okay. Well, okay, let me say this, because usually they're staying at a hotel because they're on tour somewhere, and this is where the party is at. I have gone. A matter of fact, you said R. Kelly was at the Ritz-Carlton. Did I go to the room? No, I didn't go to the room, but we kicked it. I ain't planning on sleeping with R. Kelly. Now, if somebody young and I know somebody underage, no, I would not say, oh, okay, you go to the room with R. Kelly. No, because we know this information. There was an incident, New Edition. We kicked it at the hotel because that's where they are. So I don't think that, and nothing happened at all.
Was you in a room though?
Snoop Dogg. Yeah, well, we kicked it. Yeah, because, well, the New Edition situation, yeah, but it wasn't like that. It was a whole bunch of us in there. So it wasn't a big orgy. It was just the rooms was connected. It was just like an after party type thing. And that particular floor, you know, you be in, like they have like a lounge area, and then you kind of go, hey, here you go. But nothing out of the way. Total respect, had a great time. You know, we went down Levert's bar in Cleveland, went down, had a great time, nothing. So going to the room, I wouldn't think that, to my understanding with T.I. and Tiny, and this is just all alleged, they sought out different people to get down with them. So they knew.
Exactly.
That's the thing. So it wasn't like boom, and then now it's like, wait a second. So you seek out these people that know, hey, yada, 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 and here we go. Now, one case, in this LA case, and this is all alleged, in the LA case, the young lady said that Tiny turned up her drink or whatever it was, and then she drank out of Tiny's, and then she felt woozy. You picked up that drink. So I feel you on that, Nick. Now, Tyrone is heading up this here investigation. Tyrone is getting the blues. Why is Tyrone getting the blues? Because he Black. Here, not I know you got something to say on this one.
Who is
So,
Tyrone?
Tyrone is the head investigator. He is the Johnny Cochran of this. So now everybody, not everybody, but most people are upset talking, you Black, we supposed to protect each other, even when you're doing wrong. And this is this man's job. So y'all want to come down on Tyrone? Come
He
on,
doing
man.
his job.
You better call Tyrone. Tell him
Exactly.
thank
He
you.
doing his
Somebody
job.
did. Look, somebody did. And that's why they got that investigation in LA. But it is so many people having the same story. So Nick, you think it's money? I'm with Roogle.
Involved because, like you said, they specifically sought out certain people, and these people knew what was up, so they went. So now all of a sudden, you trying to get money out of them. You knew what was up when you went.
But
They
these,
sought
okay,
out specific people, and you were one of the specific people they sought out. You went, you did your thing. Now all of a sudden, you want some money. You say so, yeah. All these people coming out with the same story, but you are the same people that's coming out with the stories, the ones that they specifically sought out for that purpose, and they knew that. So what is your purpose? I want to know what their purpose is.
I guess my thing is like they just keep on doing it, and there's drugs involved. Like I think I think the big issue is that like people have the ability to say, hey, they drugged me. I didn't know this was gonna happen. I didn't know this was, so many circumstances. I just wish they would just find another girlfriend, and just leave it to themselves. Like it just seems
But
like why
how
are
do
they?
we know those weren't the specific girlfriends?
But
Because
but it's so
people that
many.
get down
It's
like
like
that.
I mean, it's so many. We ain't even talking about the LA
Exactly.
ones. Let's talk about the Atlanta ones. Like,
No,
ain't it
but
like about 38, 40 people in Atlanta? Then it's all these other ones over here. It's like they get
they
like
sought
what is
out
they
the type of
doing?
people that like to get down like that.
But I mean,
That's
like they
what
can
I'm saying.
see.
They're
I
not
mean,
seeking out
how?
somebody
But
that
how
is-
do they know that? How do these people give them resumes? Like, hey, I like to get down like that. Please invite me to
Trust
your
me.
room.
There are ways to find out who like to get down with couples, because those specific dating sites, they have those kind of dating sites too, and they let you know what they like. So therefore, they sought out those that like that type of thing.
So
That's
you
what I'm
you don't think that there's any people who just was like, oh, I get a chance to
No.
hang out with them. I'm
No.
an aspiring rapper or whatever.
No, they
And then I
sought
go
out-
in this room and they trying to bada bing me.
but they sought out the type of females that are like that type of by females that like to be in threesomes. That's what Mel was saying. That they were saying they sought out them type of people. They sought out the type of people that like that type of relationship.
You think all those 90 people, I'm exaggerating. You think all those 90 people felt like they were the special ones, and then they found out that they weren't the special ones, so then they got upset?
Probably.
All right, let's go to the next topic real quick. Portia Williams, Real Housewife of Atlanta, is now engaged to her co-worker's, well, he's still married, husband. Would you date a friend's husband or co-worker?
Yeah,
You are associates. Let me say, because she was over to her house. Would you date a co-worker's ex?
A co-worker's ex?
A co-worker that y'all went to, like, y'all were at holiday parties together.
Yeah, we talked about this last week. We weren't friends then, yeah. But my thing is, how y'all engaged already that quick? I mean, like,
because they on a television show. That's why they engaged that quick.
So you think that it's a ploy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything about reality television where you can see when you see the script, and when you see the credits and it say writers. Yeah. I think it's all baloney, and that baloney is phony.
Okay.
More in her fake marriage and her test tube baby.
Oh,
I don't know what you even
beautiful,
say. What you talking about?
But the in vitro fertilization, so that's how she had her.
well, let me say this. I gotta step in on this one. there are people who have trouble having children.
Yes.
And so they do go, and I'm glad that IVF is available. I really am, because I have a few friends who weren't able to have children, so they were able to through IVF. But then, and you also have those who, your Kim K's, who actually like don't want to lose their body, so they decide to go ahead and go that route, you know, just implant. But however Kenya has her child, and she's of a specific age, of a specific, I said an S in case you guys didn't hear me, age, she had her baby, and it is a blessing. I don't know if it's a real marriage or not, but hey, to each his own. But I want to know, so you said if you didn't know the person, if they wasn't a friend, you would go ahead, you would date a friend's ex.
If they're not a friend.
You said
A
coworker.
They're not a
Yeah,
friend.
co-worker, go ahead. What about coworker?
We ain't friends.
Okay, but how do you know you're not friends?
Because we
I know
coworkers.
who's friends with who I ain't friends with. I mean, if we're acquaintances, we speak or whatever, we see each other out, hey, how you doing? Might have a drink, okay. But if we ain't talking, like if we don't exchange numbers, talk on the phone, or be like, hey girl, meet me here, there, then you're not my friend. You're just an
Okay.
associate.
Okay, Roogle,
Your
what's your
ex-
thoughts?
one person's ex could be the next person's treasure.
True. Go ahead, Roogle, what's your
Yeah,
thoughts?
I don't necessarily see the problem with it. You know, I mean, granted, it could be some tension, but let's not forget this is a reality television show.
But besides that, just outside, not, I just asked the question from that topic, but what about, would that be?
I don't know. I don't know if I would
consider?
do it. I don't know if I would do it per se, but I mean, I can see it being, I can see a person feeling like, hey, I had the right to do this, but I can also see a person being like, yeah, but that's kind of like messy though too, you know. But the thing is, jobs aren't forever.
Now that's
know?
true. So if you're getting married, it's your wedding day, would you feel obligated to give your coworkers an invitation?
No.
No? What if
Nope.
somebody that you communicate with on a regular basis?
I mean,
Yes.
then they kind of slid over.
Okay.
If it's somebody I communicate on a regular basis, then yes.
I
I
mean,
mean,
they
because I do
they
have a lot of coworkers that I became friends with, so yes.
yeah.
And
I
I
mean,
do have a lot of coworkers that I'm very cool with on the job. We might not talk to all the time, but on the job we are kind of close, so yes. But just a regular coworker, just no.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
and then sometimes that space is limited.
Oh, and see, that's the thing. On the real daytime, Jeannie Mai, her coworkers were upset because I guess they thought they were friends. Or I think that's when you realize, I don't know. See, I wouldn't get offended. Let me hurry up. On there, like Lonnie and all of them, her coworkers, they didn't get invitations to her wedding. And yes, it's limited due to what's going on. You know what
But
I mean?
it could just be limited because I don't want you there.
And
Let me tell you.
it could be.
Let me
They
give
felt
you-
as though that they were friends because they would hang out, and you could hang out with your coworker. They would hang out periodically, and they felt some type of way that they weren't invited to the wedding.
That one,
Me
yeah, if
personally.
they're hanging out outside of the job, then I can kind of see. But then again, with what's going on now with this pandemic, you can only have a certain amount of people. She may have been able to only invite their family, the immediate family. So they shouldn't get offended because now I can see if it was outside the pandemic and we didn't have no pandemic and all that, then yeah, I can see them getting offended.
So
But because of what's going on now,
go ahead, Roogle.
But what if a person like to turn up? You know what I mean? You might have
You ain't
somebody.
getting no invite.
You might have somebody who may not invite you. Y'all may be cool, but y'all in a work, y'all know each other from work, and they be like, yeah, I don't know if we that cool for me to invite you to my party and all the shenanigans is going down.
You
know,
seen
they-
that person at the
they might-
Christmas party.
They might be it might be a TI party, you know. It might, you know, you be like, I can't have you here. This is a TI party.
Do you think she owed them an explanation?
No, because that's her wedding. She didn't owe him no explanation, but I could see why they might be upset if they hang out all the time. If they hang out, outside of the job, then yeah, I can see why they're upset. But she is not obligated because that's her wedding. And again, with the pandemic, you can only invite a certain amount of people, and that may be served to just both of their family, her and Jeezy's families. So
I had a coworker who had married. This is pre-pandemic and all this stuff. And I remember, I think somebody passed a card around or something like, "Oh yeah, they got married, and we just collecting to get them a gift or something or other, whatever." I mean, I wasn't invited to the wedding, but I gave I don't know, a few bucks or whatever, to the thing. I mean,
See, I don't feel bad about stuff like that. Matter of fact, I don't want to come. I wouldn't have wanted to come. First of all, you got the pandemic, but then I don't have to buy you a gift. And sometimes you'd be like, yeah, I think coworkers, you have coworkers and then you have friends. And yes, all of us coworkers, we're gonna go out and have dinner or let's meet up. That's cool, but that don't mean I'm inviting all of y'all to that might be personal.
The thing that's interesting about this for me is like I've been in a situation where I worked in some female dominant environments. And so let's say someone has a baby shower. I'm not getting an invitation to the baby shower, right? They're not inviting me.
Do you feel some type of way about it?
Not really, no, just because of the norm of who is invited, when you know what I mean? But like, do I feel obligated to buy them a gift?
Do you?
I don't know, because I think that gift come with that party. If I can't get a piece of cake or a ham sandwich, I don't know if I can get that gift, yo.
He said a piece of cake or a ham sandwich.
Usually it does.
You know what they get, the sandwich ring? You be having sandwich rings at them. I ate a lot of food from them things. People come back like, I got some food for the baby shower. It's always a sandwich ring. So like the preferred meal at baby showers, sandwich rings and coleslaw, something. I don't know, but I don't know. I mean, like, it depends on my relationship with that coworker.
Okay.
Like, oh, will I buy him something like that? Because we used to do this. You do gift exchanges at work? I've done those before. And
see, that's what I'm saying. You have your own party at the job and then back.
Yeah, but that's an agreed upon thing. Like when we had those things, and I know like the gifts, I would always like if I got somebody who I was like, I really like this person. You know what I mean? And then I'll spend a little bit more money on that person. Like they'd be like, I can't believe you bought that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I bought that because that's my homie. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Like
a viewer said that their daughter is in that very same situation right now with her wedding. Tell your daughter that she ain't got, just because they co-workers, she don't have to invite them. If they friends outside of work, then I can understand. But she is not obligated to invite them. Tell her Nick
pressure. That's a lot of pressure, and I think it's insensitive for even. And I'm just speaking on that situation, but period. Like, they're already stressed, like, okay, here we go. I got my invite list and you guys are married. I've been married. So you got that list and you're like, I can't even invite all of my friends.
But that list is tied to money.
So you make your invitation list based off who gonna bring a card.
No, I think you make that invitation list based off of how many people you can feed.
Okay, yeah, now I got you. All right.
I mean, that was one of the things, like, and I talked about that with my marriage. I was like, if you can make it, you can make it. If you can't, you can't. This is what day it is. 3 days from now. Come on, if you come, you come.
Wait. We both can't talk at the same time because you cut off. Go ahead.
After having a conversation with people, it seemed like the biggest part that was stopping them from having a wedding right away was the financial part of it. Some of us, and even if you have the finances, then it becomes the planning part of it. And I was like, well, I ain't got time for planning. I don't really care about, this and that. So if you come in, you come.
Okay, go ahead, Nick.
No, I was just saying, yeah, but with Jeezy and Jenny Ma, they got the money, so that wasn't the thing. It was just that's her wedding, that's her day, and we don't. Nobody knows why she did not invite them. There may be a specific reason why, and I'm thinking because of the pandemic, and just reserving it to so many people and so many people's family.
Maybe they just don't like those people.
How about that?
Yeah, that's true too.
Oh, what's happening in the movie world?
Man, it's been kind of slow at the box office because things are ramping up for the summer releases. But what I did watch on Netflix was Army of the Dead, which started Dave Bautista, the former wrestler, and now the action star hero who was last portrayed as Drax the Destroyer in the Marvel Universe. So I got a chance to watch this movie. This movie was directed by Zack Snyder. This is Zack Snyder's second movie of this genre that dealt with not vampires, but zombies. The first one was Dawn of the Dead that he redid? Yeah, I believe so. And it starred Vane Reeves back in the day. Really good. This was not quite that movie, but it was still entertaining. What's that guy's name? Is it Justin Hardwick or something like that? The guy who kissed Beyonce and everybody got upset.
I'm not a movie girl.
They were at some kind of like award show and he kissed her on the cheek and people got mad. We talked about it on the show. But anyway,
she didn't get mad, why they get mad?
Because that's how people is. Anyway, he's in it. The guy, I think he might be on Power. I never watched Power, but I think he might have been on Power.
Okay, I never seen Power either.
Oh, the one of the main characters of Power. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name right now, but I know who you talk about.
It's like Hardwick or
Tommy.
Is that his name on the show?
The white guy on Power?
No, it's the black guy.
Omari Hardwick.
Yeah, okay, that guy. See?
Ghost, yeah.
Yeah. And, so, actually, I got done finished watching it today. And it's to say, I mean, it was cool. It was a good watch, got me through the day or whatever. But, it always comes down to that one trope that is that one person who messes up the whole plan. And for some reason, you're like, why does this person get to live? When they're the main reason why everything's bad. It wasn't those particular characters, but I was like, why? It's so dumb, But granted, that's what the movie was. That's what it presented. And it's not a bad watch if you have Netflix. I enjoyed it.
Okay, are you ready to go back into the theaters?
No.
Easy peasy. That was good. All right, lovely people.
And that's how come I can't report on a lot of other stuff because Spyro was out. I ain't going. I was like, I would like to watch Spyro, the movie directed and written by Chris Rock that's a part of the Saw franchise, but I'm not going to the theater to see it. Not yet.
Right. Hey, I want to put this out here. That was Jeanette, Reclaiming Your Body. That was our guest today. And if you have any more questions or any questions or concerns, feel free to call her at 614-357-2282, 614-357-2282. Reclaim your body. Get ready, get fit, do your thing. Make sure you guys do the background, do the research, check it all out before you start with anything it is. And that's concerning the vaccine. Nick said she's with the detoxing. So you guys be very careful with all of that. Am I big on detoxing? I believe in detoxing. I truly do. But people who take medication, you got to watch your sugar. You got to watch all of that. If you suffer from low sodium, we don't want your, and with the detox, honestly, be careful, be very careful, because we don't want your potassium to go low. And usually when your potassium is either high or low, your heart gets to beating real fast. You're ready to check it out. Talk to your doctor first before you do anything. Talk to your physician. Today's footnote: true friends are always together in spirit. And usually true friends don't get offended when they're not invited places. Because if I'm a true friend, I'm still there regardless. And sometimes people give you an explanation and sometimes they don't. But true friends, they usually will give you an explanation as to why or you guys are communicating enough to know why, and you don't have to deal with that. And I just believe, like, for a wedding or something like that, why put more stress on the bride? Why put more stress on the bride? And then I also want to talk about Father's Day is coming up. And fathers, I think y'all, we talked about this last year, y'all get the good end of the stick, honestly, because Mother's Day, think about it. You're spending time with the mom. All the extra fathers is just the drop off, and everybody like, boom, I'm out. Deuces. Isn't that interesting? All right, lovely people, that is my time. I thoroughly enjoyed you, as I do each and every single Saturday. Find you, embrace you, most importantly, always, always love you. Until next week, people.
Shop
Shop
talk.
Talk right here on your Spreaker and everywhere else.com. Hey, make sure you guys leave a comment below, because we definitely want to hear what it is that you have to say. Like, share, and all that other stuff at Shop Talk with Mel.